KLEVIJOE TV, the highest, you know what I mean? You guys are doing a perfect job, and I endorse KLEVIJOE TV.
KLEVIJOE TV. Hello, men, I by force interview. We are then cry a baby cell. Mayano. Won't you mean Fabi Bia fancy here? As all today, KLEVIJOE. Let's go ahead and also subscribe. Then they know be somebody special. I will your channel so. You can Isaac Asuma Africa ha. Or my advice and Kazakasa, a foot any a hunky cajon. Obi a boo, a boom, and I say, Obi can be beach or a cow shan as a visa. Isaac, no more a foot or more be or sounds a young entrepreneur, which is so. See, I'm quite Isaac, now anything common. Offer.
Okay.
Maybe I am show post who posty and go forward posting on your money idea. I am sure that and yes, I mean, Isaac, Grammy, who did that? Yaka Isaac, wine Isaac, Asuman, wine, any Isaac.
Okay, opening Clevy Medasi. Yam Konuchino.
Oh, don't let me a Kakasi episode. It's a house of cry. I am by force interview.
Are you by force interview? For the sake of COVID, let me put on my.
This must in the bed to me. So
you can Isaac Asuma. Isaac Asuma, a young entrepreneur, like you said, and somebody who is passionate about inspiring the youth to lead Africa, to lead the world. So, what wakes me up is seeing Africans taking over their own continent and saying, we are putting the continent to champion the next world. So I share daily inspirational messages. Yes, I'm the founder of Ejumate Consults, an online marketing agency for travel and tourism businesses. Yeah, basically.
Well, yeah, Isaac Nayana Fantino on Shadantino, Patrinos on Shadantino, just because of your Jumo. Secondly, my voice no so more fan chairman. As a Chelsea, you taught your match in it. I'm not losing your voice. Now, Isaac, then about one as a then inspire what? To me, a yes, I post to know a sentence and a monk of four.
That's an interesting question. So, memo backdrop kakra.
Okay.
To answer that question.
All right.
Me, you see, adversity is the father of inventions. I don't know whether it's the father or the mother of inventions, okay. But either way.
I am fan the same mother and father. It's a parent.
My awful free muntem. Now we 8 years. But even before that, life wasn't bread and butter. Now, as young as 8 years, the parents also signed a film. Somewhere after SHS, we developed an inferiority complex kakra. And then someone introduced me to a book, The Wisdom of the Subconscious Mind. Such a powerful book. I recommend to anyone who is pursuing a career or is an entrepreneur, The Wisdom of the Subconscious Mind. That book changed my whole perception about life. It taught me that it's not about what we see or what others tell you, but the way you perceive things. I started reading it and it changed my perception on life entirely. A word or a combination of words could change the direction of my life, in the sense that nobody pays me directly for sharing inspirational messages, but I get paid much more than I expect, in the sense that for me, life is not about how much money you make and how many materials you have. It's about how much you contribute to the world. So it's more exciting to me to be useful to people in the world than to be paid money. That is something I'm so passionate about. Like, I think it's also because my auntie taught me that strangers care. She indirectly made me understand that I didn't give birth to you. It could have happened that yes, my sister gave birth to you, but maybe we would not have met anywhere. But I don't care. I'm going to take care of you and make sure you graduate from the university. So if somebody just did that for me, I own the world. So every day of my life, I don't care whether I'm being paid or not. For 6 years, I've been doing this. Nobody pays me, but I get much more salary from people testifying that, hey, your words are powerful, your words have changed my life. Anytime I hear a comment like that, it's a salary. That's enough for me.
Somebody also. You can't enterpreneur so hobby. Now before we show we so no. Now me so my your own research and kasa researching there. My time was and I'm a cameraman Emmanuel Ifachu. Ono na me so man kwa sa researching na ma me. Na research ba kwa nya ni say na oye dwuma Kakum National Park.
Okay.
Oda so ho ana se oni ho.
My free ho.
I don't think na wo fi ho.
Kakum National Park and the Kakum family, super amazing. Great people, fantastic place. I went there, even when I was going there for the job, I knew that I wouldn't stay there for long. Somewhere 2014 or 2013, the then Vice Chancellor, Nana Opoku-Agyeman, there was a graduation ceremony, so I went there to listen to the woman, to the speeches. And I remember Nana Opoku-Agyeman saying something that fellow graduates do not expect your colleagues who are home and did not get the chance to come to the university to create jobs for you. So as you have gotten the chance to become graduates of this great university, go and create the jobs for the people. Those words touched me like something. So right then, I made a decision that before I die, I have to be able to create at least 1,000 employment for Africans. So even when I was going for the Kakum National Park job, I knew that at some point I would leave. So I went with 3 main goals, and I remember repeating this to some of my bosses there. One was to make an impact in the communities around. Number 2 was to gain experience, especially managerial experience. And then number 3 is to...
No, don't worry.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. Who say bia? Obia woman go for inspiration. Ever heartbreak, yeah, sometimes ebia na acquire relationships so kakra. Sometimes na acquire ebia who motivate obi so. Na wale enye dwama mi no bezo ogboy.
Oh my goodness. Clevie, that's a good question. But my life, I keep telling people, don't listen to what I say, watch what I do. And in fact, again, my mom, I'll keep mentioning your name because I love you so much. I have now decided I'm going to marry very soon. Very, very soon. I mean, when I say very soon.
Yes, so we order that.
As we speak right now, I would say yes.
But what you found?
Oh, Debbie.
It's only any.
You found what's saying?
Oh, said no, be a in Ziato. And a former for near the war abba. Oh, be a door no mammy naming Kushim Bako. I'm yes, oh, yeah.
Oh, Debbie, said near Tian say. Me to me hold your pa. And the war done so anything mama nipa. Nti ebia te se nya wo kan nsuo to na nipa no odi amerika be wura ho. Na nsuo no nti e fom ho etro.
Debi. Nya na me.
Na se ogbo fom a eno no de metimi aso ni mu na ebia accidental bi nyina eteto fom ya ne do problem.
O se o obi wo ho a wo ni nete. Na se o wale no nso utwifa ho.
Se the kase be will be oha menentia. This is today and date you're saying. And there is today is I think the first time I've made a decision that this is the lady I want to marry.
Obani friend saying. Oh, of him so to me the Obani din atuja. Why not?
Me of him. That's me I will tell you.
Who of him so to me the Obani din atuja. Because me who say no, oh yeah, nice man. What you say? More fair. Uboti bosi bibia jina so engine bibia jina so kama. E ma so de bia buachi. Ebumo o mo advance ebumo so o ma mo we mo so ebumo so beka so they want to come into the line.
You see, let me tell you something. To be very honest with you.
Okay.
If not for my mom, I wouldn't marry.
Yes, oh, yeah.
I'm not gay. I'm not against gayism or lesbianism. I'm not against it. If somebody chooses to do it, I wouldn't discourage them. I will never do it. But it doesn't mean if someone is doing it, the person is wrong.
But the Ghana constitution in just
you see, here's the thing. I don't follow every rule. I set my own rules. Okay. The rules were made by humans, and normally to favor the makers. I believe that when you are born as a human being, you have an opportunity to live a unique life and leave a mark. So for me, as to whether someone is gay, lesbian, or those kind of things, it's a choice. The person has chosen to do that. If you think the person is wrong, then go sit the person down in private and convince the person to change from that state to the other. Okay? But until you've done that, for me, you have no right to condemn them.
What's the matter?
So, I wouldn't become gay, I wouldn't become lesbian, but I'm not against it. That I'll say to the world. I'm not against lesbianism or gayism. If one chooses to do it, let the person do it. Me and the fact of marriage. Like I said, I love my auntie, so I remember Christmas time I was telling her, Mom, I want to I'm sending you something. She's like, it's okay, Isaac, don't worry about that. For me, the most important thing is the woman and children.
Of course.
I love the woman. I want to do it for her and for myself as well. So now I'm convinced. But it's too premature for me today to mention a name, because today is the day that I've made a decision that, okay, I'm marrying and this is the person I want to marry. And so it's a bit premature because I have to be sure the person is also, along that line, because you could decide that, hey, I want to go with this person, but then maybe the person too likes you but doesn't want to go that direction. So it's too premature. Yes, she's aware.
Okay.
We there. Dr. Nekon, motivational speaker, young entrepreneur, so a Juma Tech consult. you are no CEO or no Casano 2021 years but this over wale one motivating go force you because our number on also be wale Osha so no subscribe Osha no subscribe on also no or yeah traveling to online marketing before I even be interview also the information be able to get na o pese oni ni enyanta waso a na wa frɛ no Mr. Isaac.
Yes sir.
O say why a manager pen me who say why a manager pen because per what we have seen and I say per our research here and why a manager pen sisi ankofo pese omoko government sector ankofo pese omoko government sector fine wo de work government sector and we feel wanga se wa be ye wodjuma wo feeling say obesan so akọ government sector bi mana
Clevi BC so especially Miwe University the first thing I'm country me when I said I'll never work for the government. Not because I hate the government, not because I hate government jobs, not because it's wrong, but I think it's not challenging enough for me. And secondly, the kind of impact I want to make in the world, a government job would limit me. And even when I was working in Pro World as project coordinator, when I was working in Kakum as a manager, in all these instances, like I said earlier on, I knew I was going to quit at some point to pursue my own career. My job was paying me well at Kakum. I was satisfied with that. So to leave, come here and go back there, it's a no-no. So if you ask me if I'm going back for a job, it's a no-no for me.
Okay. So, wait a minute, my example, you Papa Kwesi Endoma, make us say, oh yeah, enterpreneur. But at least, you know, also, on your Juma Bako, or your way, or Ocean Press, TV stations, radio stations near there. Oh, Dream Store, Sebia, over to me as establish another Jumabiana.
There are certain things to consider when you want to become an entrepreneur. And the pivot, the most important thing I would say is you have to love what you do. If you can't love what you're doing, then go and fall in love with, something. It's two things, like I always say. Either you fall in love with what you're doing already, or leave and go and love what you want, do what you want to love. For me, writing and speaking, I would say it's my passion. I love writing, I love inspiring, I love speaking. So any business I'm going to build is going to revolve around these things. One thing I would really love to do is keynote speaking at the international level. And then, of course, the inspirational books and, audio tapes, creating channels that has thousands and millions of people who are listening and getting inspired. Those things are very important to me. But any other business I will establish it because I want to create employment for people and to also inspire people to establish more businesses. So, yeah, be looking forward to more businesses coming.
Okay. It's for now, no.
So far, up till the end of 2019, I was working. I had 3 plus myself 4 full-time, and some of the, because it's an IT agency, it's a digital marketing agency, we outsource some of the works. I think I even had a conversation with you one time about a video and things like that. So we outsource some things. But right now I'm working with a very small team of 3 people. The internet is a big world. You alone, if you are disciplined enough, you can run a whole agency by your own. If you are willing to learn and do so many different things in a day. There are times when for 5 days my phone and everything is off. I call it self-quarantine, and I lock myself in my room for 5 days. I don't communicate with anyone outside, and so I'm able to plan my day and night. I wake up at 12 o'clock. Every hour of the next moment, from 12 o'clock to 5 o'clock, I have a task, and then I sleep and I plan my day again. So every hour, so myself, one moment, this particular hour, I'm the accountant of the agency. The next moment, I'm the administrator. The next moment, I am the content creator. The next moment, SEO, and so on and so forth. But it's deadly. I mean, going that way, doing that full concentration, not everyone can do it. I wouldn't recommend it for everyone, because it's a lot of mind energy and it can hurt.
Okay. Isaac, what for 8 years? Then I will mom.
One thing I would want to say to the world is there is no limitation to what you can do. It all begins with an idea. Whatever idea you have, take a risk. Start from somewhere. Look, if you are not facing challenges, then it's not a wet hard goal. If you start something and you are not facing bigger challenges, quit it, because it's not worthwhile. There has to be challenges so that it becomes interesting, because when the challenge comes and you are able to overcome it, that's when the excitement is huge. If it's just like that and there's no challenge, there are no troubles, then it's boring. So everyone out there, whoever is listening to me, if you have plans becoming an entrepreneur, if you have plans starting a business, if you have plans marrying, just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and do it. Back to the marriage issue. Let me hint on it slightly.
Yeah.
Look, the fact that you are a nice lady or a nice guy doesn't mean you should marry in 2021. Forget about all those bullshit laws and rules that says, you see, we grew up in an environment that programmed us to fail, but most people do not know. They tell us things like, go to school, be punctual, study hard, pass your exams. In actually, they mean excel in your exams, but they tell you pass your exams, go to the university, get a first class, get a beautiful job, and buy a car, build a house, or marry, have children. And then it's like, so they paint a very beautiful picture to us and make it sound like once you are able to do that, then life is heaven. And so when people set out to achieve that predefined goal, and at any point in time they are not able to achieve a specific stage, then it's like the world has come to an end. There is no bullshit formula for life. It's about you and what you want to do. Some people marry at age 45, some at 20. There is nothing or any evidence anywhere that says that the person who married at 20 is more happier than the one who married at 45. So society, please stop putting pressure on the youth. Allow people to do what they love. And you listening to me, if you plan to marry in 5 years' time, it's your choice. Go ahead, pursue your dream, chase that goal. When the right time comes, marry. Don't give a fuck to what society, family, and people say. I have had people who have married twice or thrice and they didn't, and they are telling me to marry. They are divorced. Young guys like me, divorced after 2 or 3 attempts. And then they are like, hey, you have to marry, you have to. And I'm like, bullshit. Why did you quit yours? Okay. So the mere fact that you went in and then you opted out, okay, means you have no right to come and advise me, which is why I barely talk about relationship. In private, there are people who bring relationship matters to me and I talk to them, I troubleshoot marriage issues. But I don't talk about it in public because I am not married and I am perfectly fine with that. I'm happy with my life because I decided that until I have established my first company, I'm not going to marry. So I'm so proud of myself. So you too, maybe you want to finish your education, you want to do, look, don't let anyone set rules for you. Live your life, love who you are. That's the most important thing. Be happy. Be happy. If there is one thing I should tell somebody tonight, be happy. Whatever it takes, do it. Be happy. Just make sure it's not affecting another person. Okay. Do your best. That's all.
Your papa, your brother, your baby, I can't say be happy. There's a by force and so on. The man, Munti, the man, so no, Munti, by force says so one. Isaac wakasabi brave in command ye deeper. I say men shada and bisau or started so ye entrepreneur no man shada and bisau with challenges I will face here and your ma will ups and downs in a man shada and bisau to me a caribbean crack afan my and I be ana sometimes unyes kakwa beto prepaid unyes ka beto data near there I will face those kind of challenges ana.
Clevi, entrepreneurship is beautiful, but it's hard. So many people go into it with the wrong perception and mindsets. That's the first point of failure. I have learned a lot from the greatest of the greatest. And one thing I know is that if you are an entrepreneur, you are embarking on a journey to fail and risk. That's all. So failure should be your best friend. Because until you learn to fail, you are nowhere close to success.
Someone walking, oh yeah, I chima being a good assembly so. Funny say, Makoji loan, our bank, send me the Bay Juma. Ebi am betonton ensane ade maji loan skaku krupa maji na makotoka ato ensane ade se o mede koye eduma the koba ya mede ka ma obi so on mun koye se osimba ka ne nya accident ska gate ni na asin no use na mentui na se ka no so konya accident na bibia kwa se failure na abi
yes
failure so ba se be chi watu no bi se no me makoji menu so aji aska no wo pese me yedin.
You see, when you are a true bred entrepreneur, you know one thing, that every move you take can fail. But the truth and what keeps true entrepreneurs going, I have failed so many times. Like so many times. What keeps me going is the kind of people I surround myself with and the kind of books I read. There always has to be a mastermind group of people who inspire you, people who keep you going, people who will help sort you out. One more thing, don't start a business with a loan. I wouldn't recommend that. Start it with as little as you can, and if possible, go get a job, save some money to start the business, get to some point before, if you need a loan, the loan comes in. But if you took took a risk and failed, like you said. Remember the story of Nelson Mandela. Remember the story of ex-president Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Remember Akufo-Addo.
Yeah.
These are political people, right?
Yeah.
Remember Kwame Despite. See, the name goes on, the list goes on and on. And Nelson Mandela was in prison for 27 years. And yet, he came back and he became the president of South Africa. We all know Nkrumah. He was in prison, right? And still became the president of Africa. So, it's not about... The whole thing is about the experience. Okay, so you make a move, you win or you fail, you learn, and then you make the next move. You never give up. Irrespective of how tough or how challenging it gets. What differentiates between the true entrepreneurs and those who make the cup full is the tenacity, the not give up attitude. Me, if you are going on a race with me, I can dash you some time. You can be winning. But trust me, by the time you are tired or stressed and you cannot move, you will see me coming slowly and I'll come and walk past you. Because if I fail 28 times, I'll make it a point to try another 28 times. And I fail again, I'll double it. So, becoming an entrepreneur or a successful businessman requires a certain kind of mindset where you are like, no matter what happens, I'll pick myself up and I'll go. That is why it is very important for you to network with people who will hold your hand in times of trouble and not small boys and girls, excuse me to say. If your friends, if the first 4 or 5 friends of yours have no idea about entrepreneurship and these are the people you work with every day, I can look you in the face straight away and tell you, Clevie, you are going to fail. Because what you consume, what you listen to every day and what you read every day ultimately determines what you become. So if you are moving with mediocre people and every day it's those kind of words you're hearing every day, like if you are my friend and I come to you 1, 2, 3 and all the time you're talking about guess, I know where you are dragging me towards. You are switching my mind towards that thing. It's not going to help me. I'll move away. If you are a lady and I like you and you start certain things that are not in line, I'll move away. When you are an entrepreneur, one key thing, you have to set your boundaries. Otherwise, people will misuse your time anyhow. So you will fail, you will fall. But irrespective of how big the failure or the fall is, you still have to be able to hold on to something and still keep going. Because the moment you stop, you fail. But if you keep going, no matter how big the failure, there is a chance and a probability for you to win.
Okay. Well, sure. By force interview now, by force interview. The interview the basic. Then so before it be I was saying this Mr. Isaac Ebia Obishano. I was social media and so people saw friend on near business. Bisa na offer information many are the infant to Jamaica na wa also you interested na wa friend and as we follow no YouTube, Twitter, Instagram near there until boss so between the handles near there no for media to Japan.
Thank you, Clevie. Say Oko Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, all these channels, Isaac Asoma, ISAACKASOMAH. That's the name across all these networks. If you want to call me or WhatsApp me, it's 020-7544-808. 020-7544-808. 808. You can either WhatsApp or call, and then we do business. If you want a website designed for your travel and tourism business, if you want us to promote your business on Facebook, either running ads or managing the page for you, if you want, if you have a website, it's not producing results, we can pick it up, do SEO, render SEO services and PPC, so that we get you more leads. So these are basically things that if you need help with, just call. If you need coaching or mentorship in any way, especially the youth, feel free and send me a WhatsApp on 020, like I said, 7544808. And then whatever wisdom or knowledge that I'm blessed with, I'll be sharing with you.
Okay. Well, sure. Isaac Nakasano. Wakani semina, nyini na no wakano. Nso wakadi also kind papa no diaba wo no fa. Diaba wo e dey awale ne dey 2021 dey beba so. Awale ne dey 2021 e beba so. Na me so meko obi. Na o hwe so a na wa subscribe. O sha na wa subscribe. KLEVIJOE TV. Uko Facebook KLEVIJOE TV. Uko YouTube KLEVIJOE TV. Instagram KLEVIJOE. Twitter KLEVIJOE. Yes ye promotion. KLEVIJOE TV. Yes ye promotion. Oma 20 subscribers, you stand a chance of winning a t-shirt. I have branding of KLEVIJOE. Oma 20 subscribers. Oma 20 subscribers. You remember t-shirt are or not t-shirt near KLEVIJOE TV ne boom. KLEVIJOE TV ne boom. Na share no the way promotion it say me the number we number we me the tuja. Unya subscribers now screenshot whatever the person has done. So unya subscribe no hit it bell now. Screenshot it. Now for sending number we 0247 8667. Me nkaza mo friend number no. Me si mo fan WhatsApp number no. Me pacho number we ma ko bia mfre. Mo fan WhatsApp number mo fra enye yi emba. Nti mo WhatsApp number no 0247 8667. O sha me cameraman no so a Emmanuel Efachum. Aya subscribe. Mo subscribe. And then what's it?